time today in the center of Beijing when a man walked to the middle of the Avenue of Eternal Peace.
Well, all right. Welcome back to the Survival and Basic Badass Podcast Aftershow. Some kind of comments about fish. We'll leave that alone. Anyway, so Kevin, I don't know, little follow up. What's going on in the world?
I just saw you just mentioned this to me about the city in Saudi Arabia that they're building. That's crazy.
$1 trillion.
Right. It's called The Line, and it's basically just a long line along the coast of Saudi Arabia in the desert. And no cars, no trucks, no buses. It's all high-speed rail.
And it's going to have these mirrors outside. So it like basically doesn't look like it's disrupting the environment. Like it's kind of crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And they're already under construction. There's like tons of cranes and happening. And I don't know what you do moving sand. I feel like you go home and the wind blew all night. And you come back and it looks exactly
and you start
like
again
when you left. Yeah. I'm not sure how that works.
Yeah. You know that so when I was in the Middle East, I thought the sand it's very weird. It's not like beach sand. You know, it's really fine. It's like baby powder. And so they can't use that sand for concrete. They have to import sand. You know, that's crazy, right? They have to import sand to mix with their concrete because their sand is too fine. They do use
it to wipe their butt, right?
Yes. Like yes, the left hand. That's why you never, when you're in the Middle East and if you try and hand somebody something with your left hand, it's like an insult. You have to fight now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Wow.
You show them the bottom of your feet, and it's like giving them the finger. That's why that dude threw those shoes at George Bush in Egypt. Remember that? Because the bottom of your feet is offensive. It's like a flying middle finger. So the U.S. government, after this happened, the U.S. government said that, don't do anything to the guy, like whatever. It's just a protest. But Egypt did like torture him for several years afterwards. So
who doesn't? Because you embarrass the country.
Mm-hmm. It's an embarrassment.
You want somebody out there embarrassing you? I mean,
right. I feel like it's more embarrassing to torture somebody for years than it is to have a random citizen throw a shoe.
I don't see it. That's what they would say.
Mm-hmm.
They don't see it that way.
I guess not.
But
I guess not.
I don't. So yeah. So check it out. So I did get Starlink.
Nice.
It came.
Nice.
Box came.
Mm-hmm.
This episode is not recorded on Starlink. Now here's the thing. So it turns out they give you a base that you can maybe like set it up in your backyard, but not on your roof or anything that's going to work. So you have to order all that separate. And just like everything with Starlink, I feel like there's a very long wait to get it. So I was like, all right, I have this. My house came with one of those stupid like Dish Network or Direct TV and satellite things on the roof. So I went up, ripped that off, which I was good. I should have done that when I bought the house 4 years ago, but whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I ripped that off. I throw the Starlink in there, in the same pipe that held the other thing. Cause I'm like, there's already holes in the roof, whatever. It does its scan and it's like, you're a little close to this tree here. Here's what's going to happen. You're going to have awesome internet, except about every 8 seconds, it's going to drop out for a second. So I put on the like live feed streaming thing and it goes and then like everything's good. And then it's like, oops, you lost service. And then you're right back and you're like, oh, it's good again.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, I can't do that.
No,
so
it's no good.
Basically though, I checked the download speeds. Dude, it downloads like 125 meg. And that's like with the big tree obstruction.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm excited about things to come.
Right.
That's the answer.
But it isn't,
right?
It isn't all dialed in just yet.
Right. So I ordered the roof mounts and you have to buy like a little pivot thing that goes on the roof mount and $170 later, it's all in the mail. It's coming. I got to move it like 10 feet over. I'm thinking that'll clear the trees. Maybe by next week, depending when it comes in the mail, maybe the week after. I think they said it's going to arrive between Tuesday and like 3 months from now, somewhere like in that window.
Mm-hmm.
They narrowed it down. So who knows? I'm just saying, be excited. We might have better service in the future. Things could be coming. where, hey, you can actually hear the podcast. You can,
Right.
that kind of thing. So, saying things are looking
No,
up.
no major issues.
No major issues.
Hopefully.
Otherwise, what else is going on in the world? It's good.
A big earthquake in Morocco killed a bunch of people yesterday.
That's not good.
Not great, but we'll see how that works out. I'm not sure if that's going to be an issue or not with long term. I think they already found, like, they're already assuming a lot of dead people though.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to say, if your infrastructure isn't really up to par, if the building inspectors aren't really,
Yeah, those earthquakes do some havoc when you're
it's
living in
amazing.
concrete
You'll see
buildings
the
without any.
same, the same level earthquake, whatever they call them,
Mhm.
a 3 or a whatever, right? In California or somewhere else, California that's prepared for it,
Right, they've been having
or
these building
somewhere else.
codes with earthquake resistance in all their buildings for a long time, and they do pretty damn good when they have an
Yeah,
earthquake.
I was watching something the other day, and I was understanding that when the Super Bowl and they had the big earthquake with the Oakland A's or whatever were playing, the Athletics or whatever,
Mhm.
and that earthquake was caused by our government. Is that? Did you
Ooh, I
hear
didn't
that?
hear anything about this.
You might want to look into that if you're a
Alright.
little
They got an
conspiracy-minded.
earthquake
We have an
gene now.
earthquake machine, and we were just testing it out during the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Like, hey, you know what would be fun? Let's see if we can really shake things
In
up
front
while
of
they're out
millions
there.
of people right now.
How cool are you if your country is so badass that you're so like, you know what? We built things so well. Let's just see what happens. Like, we just throw out an earthquake because it's not even going to hurt things here.
Right.
Whereas other countries get an earthquake that's like half the level and it like just decimates.
Mhm.
It's unbelievable. I don't know. Maybe I'm speaking too lightly when you're speaking of death and tragedy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I've never been to Morocco.
It could be the Seattle hat
Who knows?
that
Yeah,
changed
it's
my
turning you into a hippie. It's slowly infecting your
it's
brain
like,
with with
whatever,
pacifism and
whatever. Because normally I'm filled with compassion and stuff like that. Like,
right.
everyone's always like, "Oh, Chuck, who's compassionate a
Yeah.
lot." I get that
Mhm.
like all the time.
Kind,
People
compassionate
come up to
Chuck.
me, kind, considerate, thoughtful. I get those are like
Those are the top ones,
synonymous
huh?
with Chuck. Yeah, they're like, "Oh, badass Chuck." Yeah, he's kind, compassionate. So the other thing that has me pretty excited that we're in such an amazing recovery right now
Mhm.
that they're actually calling it Bidenomics.
Oh, yeah. I heard
He's
about
going
this.
around doing a tour about this. He's like, yeah, I don't know
Reaganomics,
if you guys have
Bidenomics.
realized how good things are right
Mhm.
now, but
Uh,
things are
I know all your
good.
friends and neighbors are unemployed, and the healthcare system is a disaster, and you keep paying taxes, but your roads look like shit.
Yes,
Bidenomics.
Bidenomics. They said that he's created more jobs than any other president. And then people are like, well, wait, isn't that just because nobody was working because of COVID? Because you wouldn't let them?
Yeah.
And then
And
you let
now
them go
they
back
go
to
back to work. Yeah.
Yeah,
Job
new job.
creator.
Job
Yep.
creator, right?
So first you
Kick it
destroy the jobs, then you let them go
They
back.
said at a minimum right now, if you go out compared to 4 years ago, if you go out to the store, that basically your household budget for the month, not going to the store, your household budget for the month, on average, the average family is spending $700 more a month to buy the exact same products and expenses that they had before.
Mm.
So, who doesn't have an extra 700? I mean, like, yeah, you could have like a new Dark Horse Mustang, 700 a month, or we could have Bidenomics. Like, which would you rather have?
Yes.
Bidenomics sounds fun. I had to say, like, a Dark Horse Mustang sounds kind of fun too.
Mhm.
But, to each their own, right?
Right. So
It's funny. I was always a Chevy guy.
were you?
And then they had that commercial where the CEO's like, you know what's great? Now that we don't have to pay the pension because the government said we're off the hook and we don't have to take any ownership of our bad decisions,
Mhm.
now everything's going to be great and Chevy's better. And I'm like, man, what a low life thing to do.
Yep.
The fact that Ford didn't take the bailouts,
Mhm.
that kind of, I was like, Ford, they kind of make a crappy car, but
It
they look
rusts
all right.
rust to
They just
shit all
kinda
the time upstate.
But I was like, I'm going to move over. But anyway, you had something before I
Oh,
interrupt?
I wanted to hear about the rabbits. Somebody had mentioned that they haven't heard a rabbit update lately. So let's
No rabbit update, huh?
yeah.
So there's 3 baby bunnies.
All
They're
right.
still alive. And there is a lot of comments here.
Mm-hmm.
Baby bunnies, and yeah, they're, I don't know. That's it. The wife had me out this morning. We were cleaning the cages, which is pretty normal, but I guess she wanted to go through, scrub all the bowls, and
Mm-hmm.
so a little more work than I was down for. But that's how it goes.
Yeah. Yeah. So how many rabbits do you have total? It's 3 baby bunnies. Is there adult bunnies?
There are 6 adult bunnies.
So
We have 4, 2 male, 4 female, 3 of each, like 3 from each family from somewhere else,
mhm.
and then we mix them up. The whole breeding thing was complicated for me to figure out. Turns out they make babies like rabbits. I don't know,
Right.
but you have to just put them together in a box, and
And that happens on its own, huh?
And then you come out one day and there's just baby bunnies everywhere, and who knows?
All right.
V8 said he felt the earthquake. I don't know.
Are you ready for rabbit consumption? That's the big thing. I'm a big fan of rabbit stew, so if you wanted to send some this way, I'd be appreciative.
No, I didn't see this. Wait, the Medal of Honor ceremony. You want
Biden.
rabbit stew?
Yeah.
Sorry, is what you want?
I didn't see
I
what.
think what he felt was the recession, not the.
Oh yeah.
not
So
anything
yeah, I
from it.
did hear something about the Medal of Honor ceremony with Biden, but I
You
didn't.
did.
I didn't read up on it. We'll have to get on this one next week.
That's a next week thing because
Yeah.
we're not on top of games.
No,
I don't know,
we're
the guy's
behind it.
always tripping
Behind
and
it.
falling down, and whatever. I'm not even sure he heard about the Medal of Honor ceremony. That's what I'm worried about.
Yeah. He doesn't
you
really
shouldn't be
seem to
so
know what the fuck's going
negative
on
on the
ever.
government.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that seems accurate. All right, I think we got to go take care of business. I have to go take the wife to some kind of exciting. I don't know. We're going out to town to the big city has a jazz festival and some other stuff. I know
Ooh.
you're probably a big jazz fan. Me,
I
not as much.
I hate jazz.
Okay,
I
then neither
am
of
though
us.
tonight going out to an all-night drive-in movie theater for horror slasher film extravaganza. Day of the Dead, Maniac Cop, a couple other ones I can't remember the name of. One was Italian. I don't know if I'm gonna. I don't know if at 2 a.m.
You're ready
I'm gonna
to
be
stick
into
around for
watching an
Italian
Italian
horror
movie that I have to read
Yeah.
the whole fucking thing.
Yeah, reading is hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I don't. I don't know. I don't do the horror movie thing either. I'm gonna sit at home and watch the Hallmark Channel or something. That's we have to keep that on the down low.
Yep.
I'm just saying.
Mhm.
It's,
Disney
because
kids.
you know what? I don't need that kind of stress in my life. I just need easy. Like, oh yeah, they're probably gonna get together. Everything's gonna work out.
Mhm.
That's just nice. Look, they got a farm and some rabbits.
Yeah,
and
the Christmas
rainbows
that
and
almost
sunshine.
wasn't.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and then it was.
And then it
I'm like,
was.
oh, thank God.
Thank God.
Woo.
Yep.
Every time, you gotta play it safe. So anyway, with that, I appreciate you guys listening and sticking around. With that, stay safe, fam. We'll talk to you guys next week.